Good evening, Toggers. This is the Week 13 review. Tie number 1, without further ado, no offence, Rag, had Tin with Atletico Unpicked, which is basically Tupac's reserves, against Tupac, the Chudley Cannons number 2, which is a team of his draft and the best of Atletico Unpicked's draft. So there was only really going to be one winner here. Obviously, Tupac's on a rampage. Can't see him getting stopped, really, with the force he's got. But Tupac's team, sponsored by Tin, actually had 2 new additions to his team. He had Leroy Sané and Jesus himself. Unfortunately, neither of them, set the world on fire, although Jesus did get an assist. So, set off for a good start in his new club. So well done for those 2. There was a really good bit of tactical genius from Tupac when he signed Charlie Austin. And he got him in last minute, and he only went and bloody scored 2 goals, did old Charles. 26 points, so it was his best scorer this week. And he's seeing the fruits of his labour with Eden Hazard now. There's controversy how he ended up getting Hazard, but fair play, he's actually pulling in the points now, week in, week out. 24.5 points. And he's stalwart, always gets him around about 20 points. Shaqiri again. Shaqiri 18.5, another goal away from home. So it was a solid performance by Tupac this week. My old boys, Koscielny and Davies in defence. Koscielny another 14.75. He's a good player, Koscielny. I'll try and get him back at some point. Randomly, still got Bong in on his bench, not really doing out. But Tin just going with the Man United contingent's not really working for him. He had 3 up front, Rashford, Martial and Ibrahimovic. He's only going to go in one way, He did have Tadic in, scored a goal. Ashley Young scored a deflected goal, so he did have a couple of goals in his team. But his team's just bonk. It's not going to be going anywhere. So that was that tie. Sponsored by Tin, 126 beat Tin of 103. So that brings us to tie number 2, which was the Bukaki Jackies versus STP United. Now, I put all my pies in one cake, and it was called the Saturday cake for the cup. So I literally had just tinkered with my team to get 11 men on the field on the off chance that I could pull it back and beat Colo in the cup. Now, Tupac's left us on tenterhooks to who's actually won the cup. He said it's kind of close, but we still haven't know who's won, so I don't even know if it's all become worth it. But it turns out I still had a good turnout, 133 versus 77.5 from STP's boys, which I'm happy with because STP's been pulling in some big performances of late, and I've been pulling in some stinkers. So it was nice to see, my boys actually turn up for a change. From the offset, it was looking good. I had 12 points from my keeper. STP had -6. Having 2 Everton dudes in your defence wasn't great. He had -5.25 now. Having John Joe Kenny, don't know, that was a poor transfer from STP. But it was my midfield that won it. I was a bit risky, and I put 3 Palace. Palace are in the bottom 3 here. I put 3 Palace midfielders in. Andy Townsend, not Andros. We had Zaha and we had Johan Cruyff. So Kabay, Zaha and Townsend. Nowadays between them, they're pulling in the best part of 40-50 points, which was decent. And then I've got Dele Alli Sandwich, 17.5. And my new signing as well, Hazard Kane, pulled in 21.5. So it was a risky trade because I got Kane, Jesus, but I had to sweeten the deal with Sané for Zaha, which I wasn't really happy to do. But as I said, because I went for the cup, I had to gun for it. And my old boy Josh King again's pulling in double figures. I had a kind of bit of a benchmare, I've left 45 points on my bench this week. Sterling, Aguero and Silva. But so did STP. He had Lanzini with 20 and Zappa Costa, best name on the game. So he's left about 30 odd points on the bench. I've left 45 on the bench. So I'm happy to have a comfortable win with STP. But STP, I'm glad you picked again against me to throw your first stinker of the season. So best of luck next week, mate. I hope your form returns. Which brings us on to the last tie. The Fun Hoover versus Gabe. Fun Hoover, his cards were always numbered having Pope in. Do you know what I mean? His time was going to run out, and unfortunately it was today. 0.25 versus Gabe's Begovic with 11 points. So Gabe got off to a good start, but it did get a bit hairy near the end because Gabe had bloody Otamendi who smashed one in the back of his net when it looked like you'd had the tie wrapped up. You know, it went all the way down to the wire. But unfortunately for Colo, he's tried and tested. KDB had an absolute stinker, 3.5. Even Fabian Delph for Gabe got more than KDB. So gosh knows what's going on with KDB this week. It was just a bad week. The one thing why I'm glad Colo got beat this week is because he put fucking TJ Hughes in his team, who was playing Newcastle. Colo's meant to be a Geordie, and he's went and put a fucking Watford guy in. So I was quite happy to see Gabe win this week on that basis. He also had Dakura in as well. So, do you know what it is? I hate when you bet against your team. So, Colo, you deserved it this week, I'm afraid. Trippier had a good game, 22 points. He's like when I had Ben Davies. When he plays, he gets your points, like, but it's does he always play each week. Lacazette and Vardy, steady weeks. I don't think either of them scored. I think Vardy might have got an assist, but apart from that, he's got too many squad players, Colo. Mkhitaryan, you know, he's plummeted. He's just a squad player. Fabregas, squad player. He's not starting. Silva, squad player, is not starting. I don't think Benteke has started. Do you know what I mean? There's just too many people in and out the team, and then too many average players. Your Loftus-Cheeks, your TJ Hughes, your Takuras, your Bakayokos. Do you know what I mean? You need to have a few more KDBs. You need a few more stars. You've literally got KDB in your team and a couple of solids like Alonso and Azpilicueta. I can only see the Fun Hoover gone in one way, downtown to Browntown, I'm afraid. Whereas Gabe, he's looking up. Gabe's had a real good week of transfers, actually. He got in, he's utilised his waiver opportunity, and he's got some corkers in. 2 sets of waivers, actually, because he got Van Dijk in on the second set. Now, he went under the radar, and he'll probably keep Van Dijk or leverage him for some good deals. And again, 15 points, which isn't a bad return considering there's no clean sheet in there for a defender. He got Delph, which I don't think was a good signing, but he seems to think it was. Antonio, again, he's my sloppy seconds, like as Delph. So basically, Gabe's picking up all my sloppy seconds, but in fairness, he's picking up the best team in the league. So he's looked at me, thought, right, do you know how it is? The Togger saviour, he's got a good record, best team. If I steal all his reserves, a bit like Sunderland did with Man United, get all their sloppy seconds once they're finished with. And it kept them in the league for years and years and years. So, Gabe, it's not a bad tactic. It'll stop you finishing bottom, pal. And you might get a bit of leverage with them. He put in Firmino, probably just because he loved to see Watford beating Newcastle and he got a clean sheet. But Gabe, in fairness, your team's looking up. Sanchez and Salah, again, solid performers. There's another 40, 50 points for you, just for your 2 strikers alone. In your defence, as you say, clean sheet for Begovic, clean sheet for Firmino, and solid point scoring. Another clean sheet for Bellerin and Van Dijk, 15. So, well-deserved win. Gabe needed that win, and it's basically going to push him up the league, I think, right? So, aye, lads, over and out. Hope you have a good week. And we've got midweek fixtures this week, so whoever I'm playing, let's find out who I am playing this week. I've got Colo, who's already going one way, so that's an easy win for me. Atletico, he'll probably get beat off Gabe. Gabe will beat him, easy. STP versus Chudley Cannons. Chudley Cannons will not get beat. There we go. Have a good week, boys.